Assalamu alaikum. Today we will talk about food security. The contents will be introduction and issue of food security in Malaysia and initiative and policies in Malaysia and comparison with another nation. What is the food security? According to the United Nations Committee on World food security can be defined as a state in which every individual has physical, social, and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food. In addition, the food must meet the daily nutritional need to enable the human beings to lead an active and healthy lifestyle. Now we will talk about the statistic about food security. Population growth in most countries, especially in developing countries like Malaysia, poses a serious threat to food security. With the rapid population growth, the demand for food is expected to increase by 70 to 100% by 2050. Therefore, food security needs more serious attention, as it is an important component of Malaysia's economic growth, while meeting the basic needs of millions of people.
Next, we will discuss more about food security in Malaysia. Food security in Malaysia officially started when Malaysia participated together with other world leaders in adopting the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development at the United Nations General Assembly in New York on 25th September 2015. Malaysia aims to be free of hunger, food insecurity, improved nutrition and sustainable agriculture by 2030. Next is about the core of food security, called 4 pillars of food security. The first one is food availability. Malaysia agriculture industry is generating over 70% of the food consumed in the country, like rice, with the remaining 30% being imported, such as imported fruits. The second one is food utilization. Malaysia was also able to export the product, which helped to improve the economy due to rising demand, which is expected to continue in the future for both export and import of fruit crops. Next, food stability. Despite this, the demand for food items in Malaysia is predicted to grow exponentially in the future, making it difficult for the industry to sustain, as explained by the graph that the required amount of food keep increasing by year. Lastly, food accessibility mainly all depends on affordability of foods and purchasing power. Fun fact, Malaysia creates roughly 17,000 tons of food waste every day, and a huge portion of that is still edible. Recent cases about food insecurity in Malaysia. Due to COVID cases, the supply of vegetables in Malaysia is expected to be affected during Ramadan and Aidilfitri due to the production cycle of the local vegetable supplier being disrupted. 40% of vegetables grown by the gardeners nationwide are damaged and wasted on a daily basis. The second one is on June 22nd of 2019, Waiter Haran released shocking news regarding the use of pesticide is still very high among vegetable producers in Cameron Highland. Pesticide in high concentration in vegetables and fruits can be hazardous to one's health. Anxiety, loss of appetite, and depression are some of the symptoms of accumulating pesticide in our bodies.
I will be explaining about the government policies. So the policies that taken by the government to improve the food security is the National Food Security Policies from year 2008 until 2010. It had manifested to move the country towards a food self-sufficiency nation. The National Food Security Policy was introduced at the height of the global food crisis, with prices of food-based crops like wheat soaring by 130%, rice 74% and soybean 87% as a result of supply shortage due to climate change on the back of strong demand from the growing world population. This decision essentially worsened the situation of the world market price for rice. In the most recent National Development Plan, the government made an extreme policy decision to pursue an autarky economy in its rice sector, thus closing borders from the international markets in the future. Afterward, in the national policy goal reformulation, the government decided to pursue and aim to achieve total rice self-sufficiency by the year 2020. This target has been recently extended to year 2050 under the new master plan, the National Transformation 2050 from year 2020 to year 2050. The Malaysian government has taken initiatives to solve the current issues that occur in Malaysia. The Malaysian government has imposed some legal restrictions to control hazards that impact the environment, food safety, and worker health and safety, which is environmental quality. Control of suspended solids, regulations year 2011. For example, it aims to protect and maintain the quality of soil and water. Under such regulations, farmers are required to take measures to minimize erosion and manage stormwater at all times.
We're moving to comparison with other nations. Aspects of food security in each country are certainly different. Malaysia is generally a food secure nation. That's why Malaysia was ranked 28 out of 113 countries by the Global Security Index in 2019. Quite far when compared to the United States. The United States was ranked third out of 113 countries according to the Global Security Index in 2019 after Singapore and Ireland. Food security problems in Malaysia. Malaysia does not produce enough food for its population. The risk of food security and chronic malnutrition, especially on the most vulnerable population, is therefore inevitable as the impact of unemployment, even though all major foods are available to meet the demand. So Malaysia implements two strategies to improve national food security, that is, modernization and smart agriculture, are the main steps to transform the agricultural food sector under the National Agricultural Food Policy 2021 until 2035. Whereas food security problems in the US, the most common cause of food insecurity is low income. However, food security status household in 2020 89.5% or 167 million of US households were food secure throughout 2020, unchanged from 89.5% in 2019. US have 8 food security programs, that is SNAP or Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, TEFAP or Temporary Emergency Food Assistance Program, CSFP or Commodity Supplemental Food Program, CASFP or Child and Adult Care Food Program, NSLP or National Lunch School Program, SBP or School Breakfast Program, and WYC or Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children. The last one, food security in Islamic perspective. Food security is written in the Quran. Yusuf or Joseph said, "For 7 consecutive years you shall sow as usual, and that the harvest which you reap you shall live in ears. All, except a little of it which you may eat. Then will come after that 7 hard years, which will devour what you have laid by in advance for them, all except a little of what which you have got. Then after will come a year in which people will have abundant rain, and in which they will press wine and oil." Quran Surah Joseph, verse 47 under 49.
A conclusion. Looking for what we have learned and discussed during food security, we are ready to begin understanding the issue of global food security. It must be remembered that we want diverse perspectives on this issue, as well as local and global experience. Moreover, we have to keep in mind that what affects some of us now may affect all of us tomorrow. For this reason, a global cooperation is essential to improve food security by improving agriculture, business, health, nutrition, education, and the environment. We help improve food security. In this slide, you can see the contribution of every one of our group, and we all want to thank you for your listening of our video.